episode?
Yeah, a little short episode. We're leaving Hamlin Pool, heading for Denham, which is not a very big drive, about an hour or so.
We've had 3 nights here at Hamelin Pools.
Yeah, great place to stop, just to leave your van. They've got a beautiful pool.
And yeah, we left our van as we headed up to Steep Point. So we spent the day up at Steep Point.
What a day.
What a day. It's so spectacular.
Yeah.
If you, if you've got a 4-wheel drive and you're up for a great day, just leave your van or whatever you're travelling with and just head up, take your lunch, and it's amazing.
Yeah, take plenty of water. Take your tracks with you. It's about 150. I think we did a bit over 320 kilometres.
Yeah, and you're going to experience everything. There's lots of corrugations, there's lots of sandy patches, there's lots of rocky patches.
Yeah.
But the coastline is just amazing. We had lunch just out at the blowholes, but the natural bridge, the archway, it's all amazing. We watched fishermen off the rocks.
Yeah, we watched fishermen balloon fishing, and we saw sharks in the bay and around their baits. It was amazing. But it is a trek. It's a full day trek up there. Definite, probably 180 kilometres of the whole trip.
And we had to let our tyres down.
It is 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
You've got to go down to about 20 in your pressures. We went up with Darren and Tracy. Thanks, Darren.
Yep.
Thanks, Trace. We went up in the back, and Darren did all the hard yards.
Yeah.
But we went up in there, Colorado, and no, I don't think I'll let anyone put shit on a Colorado in front of me. The Colorado went great. Darren did a great job. So again, thanks, Darren and Trace.
So we've ticked off that little point of going to the most westerly point in Australia, which is, look, if you can do it, I would say definitely give it a go.
Yeah, it just again puts another comma on the fact that that we're so lucky, and this is such a bloody great country, and it's amazing scenery. So yeah.
Okay, so we're on to Denham, Monkey Mire, hopefully getting up to Big Lagoon and everything that has to offer up there. So thanks everyone and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, and we'll catch us down the track, guys.
Bye.
Hey everyone. So we're pulling into the Hamelin Pools caravan park. Now the caravan park's not real flash, but
yeah, it's not a bad place. It's a bit dusty and dry, but I mean that's the weather up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really hot at the moment. So we get a little bit of power and we get some water. We're going to leave the caravan here to do Steep Point, and there's a nice pool here. And there's a lot of history here, Bub, that we want to go and have a look at while we're here. You might think it's just an old caravan park out in the middle of nowhere, but a couple of really interesting points. One, they've got a liquor licence, and they can, and they've got a bottle shop here. That's really good to know.
Yeah, because there's few and far between when you get out this far.
Yeah, and two, other than the Stromatelites, which we'll talk about later. This is one of the old original telegraph repeater towns or stations that was communicating, and in fact they had a communication connection with Carnarvon,
Yeah, during the spacewalk. So when some communication broke down, they called in Telegraph station at Hamelin Pools, and they had to step in.
Yeah.
And you'll when you go into the museum, you see the history, and the guide will talk you through a little bit of that. The tour of the station is not onerous. It's really quite interesting. And once again, it's a bit dated, but it's great to hear the history of Shark Bay and the settlement, then the indigenous that were here. And
history of the Stromatelites.
Yeah, and you watch a couple of videos which are really old, but once again, it's giving you the information of the history. And
the tour is free.
Yes.
Absolutely free if you're staying here, and it is really worth it. I'm really at a bit of a mess why the government doesn't step in and fix all this up, because this is truly a historic telegraph station basically, and they have a lot of history. Museum is fantastic, particularly for me, because Dad was a postmaster and Dad used to send messages by Morse code, so this is all familiar to me.
And they have the equipment. You can play with the Morse code and try and give yourself a go.
Yeah.
But they have, photos of when it was set up. You can actually look at the equipment they used. And of course, as the digital age came in and technology improved, it was decommissioned. And so this is our only sort of living history of this area. So
I think at one stage they had about 17 or 18 people living here at the station, so it was quite significant for the Shark Bay area. Yeah. The photo that you're going to see here shortly, there's a bloke butt naked up a pole. Apparently he's on his way to a wedding or something, and the line broke. So he didn't ruin his clothes. He stripped off naked and went up the bloody pole to fix the line. So anyway, that's the story.
But anyway, well worth a tour. The tour, and just it's interesting to hear our history in this area.
Yeah, it really is. Here we go, we turn off to Steep Point, Bob.
Yeah, we've got our day planned out. We're leaving pretty early. We've left the caravan and our car at Hamelin Pools, and tyres are down, and we're ready to hit the corrugations.
So you'll see from the photos the corrugations, we go over some sand dunes to get out to Steep Point. It's quite long. The return trip's about 300k, but it's really a good day. It's really well worth it.
Yeah, it's so remote, and it's something that you've got to sort of prepare yourself for. Have enough fuel. Go with somebody, but if you can't go with somebody, then make sure you've got your recovery gear. There is a ranger out there, and of course you have to report to the ranger before you can head out past the ranger station, and that's also to know who's actually out on the point.
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates. One big smile across my face. We used to dance our way to church on Sundays. Mama set the pace. Daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot.
So here we are, we've made it to Steep Point.
So this is the most westerly point in Australia. So it ticks off another box for us. Tough trek out here, but Darren and Tracy and the Colorado went well. So we've made this one.
So when we finally finalised our photos at Steep Point, we took off to find this nature's window, or this secret cave that's right on the coast. Now, it's a bit tricky to find, and we just followed Wiki. I actually had Wiki offline and was able to just trek along and follow the footsteps and then climb down. Now, we didn't wear closed-in shoes, and the rocks are really rocky and really sharp, but we made it down, and then you can stand down there and have photos. It's quite it's spectacular, actually.
Yeah, really good. So it's a pretty rocky trek up here, as you can see, but up ahead of us here there's a memorial to a shipwreck. Now the shipwreck was a trawler that was on its way home, and all hands were lost with the exception of the captain.
It's a really funny story.
It's a bit of a funny story. He jumped into a bloody icebox, and the icebox floated, and
had food in it.
he had food in it, and he floated around in this icebox and floated out to sea, and he was out there for 14 bloody days before a ship bloody picked him up and brought him back. So there's a memorial there. Like I said, it's a trawler that hit rocks, and
The coastline is so rugged. It's not surprising that ships were lost along this coastline. It's so rugged.
so every time you go fishing, take your icebox.
So this is the view from the back seat as you're coming back down from Steep Point.
Yeah, nice and smooth, as you can see. Having a ball. Well done, Trace and Darren.
Well, that's it for this episode.
Yeah, a little short episode.
Okay, so we're on to Denham, Monkey Mire, hopefully getting up to Big Lagoon and everything that has to offer up there. So thanks everyone and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, and we'll